my channel. You got me in stitches. I'm Anna, and I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I have a lovely cup of tea. I thought I'd bring you guys outside as it's a semi nice day today and talk about the make that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so I will start off with the pattern. So you guys are familiar with this one, the Simplicity K1606, and I'd made this dress for the dressmaker's ball, but I self-drafted the skirt. This time I used the skirt as is in the envelope and did the holder neck style, and this time this was to enter the Series Fiction Great British Sewing sew along, and again I've talked to you guys about that before. You guys that are on Instagram, you are familiar with Shona when she did the sew along, and it was just to sort of run alongside the Great British Sewing Bee on the BBC channel in the UK. So the bee has now finally finished and we've got a winner, so congratulations, fantastic. And yeah, so I entered this dress and I'll talk through what I did with it. Start off talking about the fabric. As you can see, it's an off-white, so it's like a champagne white, and it's a crepe black satin, and it's quite lightweight, and even sort of the crepe texture on the back is actually really soft to the skin, and you wouldn't think. It's quite sort of satiny both sides. So as you can see, I have done the holder neck and I have lined it in the inside, and the satin fabric I had thrifted, and so that's good, so you're recycling it, and it came in a really long roll, or bolt if you prefer. On the back I have installed a metal zipper, and shocking as this may sound, I actually installed that first time, never had to get the quick unpick out, which was really good. And there's the inside, so the lining. So yeah, I'm really quite pleased with that. And I wanted an exposed zipper, so I'll just get a little bit closer for you guys. And the inside. I also did French seams throughout, so let me just flip that in the inside. There you go. All the way there. And on the hem I did a very narrow hem and just double folded that, and then ran a regular stitch length all the way around the circumference. Also I will show you the inside, the internal sort of skeletal structure of the bodice. I didn't do any boning, and I wanted a little bit, although it was sort of the party week, I wanted a slightly relaxed feel. I have quick unpicked the lining along the bottom. I'll explain why in a minute, but you can see on the inside there are the French seams. So the reason why I did that this time, I still wanted a little bit of structure on the bodice, but without having to install any boning. And I know when you do French seams, obviously it adds a little bit of bulk, and therefore it'll add a little bit of strength to the bodice. Yeah, so it had a gentle sort of support, which was really nice. And like I said, I didn't want the extra work installing all the boning and everything. Now the reason I have got the quick unpick out and removed the lining is because when you see in the photographs at the end, the bodice fits really well, but along the back, you kind of like drag lines going across, and I know, you know, if you put steels in you get that extra support and structure and everything, but it's still, even when I did the boning on the dressmaker's ball dress, it still had a few little lines. So because I'm not going to put boning in this, so on this I'm going to have to redraft the pattern, so I don't know whether to start from scratch again from this dress. But it's a shame because, you know, like all the detailing on the front there, everything matches up, and there, I'll talk about those in a second. So it's a shame really, but I mean no one's going to sort of look at the back of the dress. No one's going to look at the back of the dress, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is very, very noticeable, so you're going to see it. But I mean, you know, people aren't going to go up and sort of go, oh, you look like that and everything. Now, I put this little detailing here on the side, and again, these are recycled, thrifted fabric doilies, and somebody pointed out when they've been folded over like that from a distance, it kind of looks like a little kiddie face with the ears and little nose, and the way that sort of slightly gently scallops there, it looks like a cat's smiling. So all I did, I've unpicked it, I did stitch it, I've now just pinned it again and just folded it over, because obviously, you know, reconfiguring the bodice and everything. And also I wanted a little bit of detailing there just to break up sort of the plainness of the dress. But again, it's something, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them on or not, but again, you'll see in the stills at the end. The stills obviously were taken before I've got the quick unpick out and started to deconstruct the dress. Yeah, so I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to enter the science fiction party week, and I kind of left it until Monday evening to decide whether to do it, and then it was like, yeah, I do want to enter it. So all of this construction with the seam, you know, the fence seams and everything, and the little detailing and working with slippery fabric, and I had to trace out the skirt, because obviously on the original dress I didn't trace that out because I self-drafted the dress for the green one that you guys have seen. So I traced out on the brown recycled paper the bodice pieces, so they needed just to be cut out on the lining fabric and the main fabric. So yeah, I think it was about 4 hours 42 minutes, give or take a few minutes. Yeah, I still cannot believe that I did that. So I did a couple hours on the Monday evening and then just finished it off on the Tuesday. The reason why it perhaps took a little bit longer, I don't know, I actually had a little bit of good luck on my side and nothing went wrong. I mean, hand on my heart, nothing went wrong with that dress. Everything matched up, all the darts in the detailing and the zipper, because you guys know that I never have a great installation in styling zippers, but it all came together. So, but yeah, I'm glad that I entered it. And again, I'll put in the details below so you guys can check out Shona from Series Fiction, her website, and I think she's still got all the information, and I think some of the photographs and everything, you know, which is linked to her blog. Yeah, and it's really, really lovely fabric, and so glad that it came together. And the only slight little bit of bad luck is when my teenage Aisling made me a cup of tea. It was my own stupid fault, and it was only because I was just getting a bit, kind of running out of time. I knocked the handle of my cup on the sewing machine and it just splashed a tiny bit of tea, and I thought I got the stain out, but now coming out here in, you know, natural light, it's just a very, very faint staining there, but you can't barely see it, but I know it's there, so I'm going to take that out. And yeah, so it's a really, really fun make, but I am going to do a few alterations to it, I think. But I say that now, but I don't know, there's nothing worse, is there? When you make something, it is actually really lovely, and then you've got to deconstruct it and kind of redraw it, and there's no guarantee that the second time around that it's actually going to be as good as the first time. But yeah, and also the time that I did it in as well, and I wasn't rushing deliberately, it was just, like I said, it just came together in, you know, just over 4.5 hours. But yeah, please, any suggestions in the comments below. I have asked about the dragging on the back bodice on a different media platform, so I've got some advice there, and again I'll play around and, you know, is that cut and slash on the pattern pieces and go for that. So, but sometimes even when you do it on the markup, it doesn't necessarily always work out 100% on the real fabric. But I also do know, you know, if I was installing boning and, you know, proper boning steels, perhaps that wouldn't happen, because obviously the structure is holding it up, and also because I'm tall, I do sort of slouch, and I know I shouldn't do that. And I think over the years where I've sort of like hunched, you know, again, it's just the way sometimes clothes fit on me, and also I've got a drop shoulder, so sometimes clothes, you can see even there, it just drops on this top. yeah, and I'll let you guys know what I'm wearing so you guys recognise this. This is the lovely fabric that I got from the beautiful Claire from Penguin and Pear that she kindly gifted me a while ago. Again, for you regular viewers, you already know the fabric and the top that I made out of it. And I've just put on a thrifted cardigan that I've had for a few years. Yeah, because although the sun is shining, it is, yeah, a little bit, it's got a little bit of a chill to it. Right, also I'm just going to show you guys some patterns and a vintage pattern that I'm working on as well. First up, I'll start off with the vintage pattern that I showed you guys last week. I have made view 1 here. I omitted the tie at the back, I didn't want that. I haven't shown it today to you guys in this video because I haven't completely finished it, and I'll explain why. It was just the neckline feature, which you can see there if I get in closely, and it's like a facing piece, but it's not. You would fold it over like as if it was binding, and this is a set size. And oh wow, I had quite a bit of fabric Tetrising to do because it was a vintage fabric and I wanted to make sure that I got all the pieces out on that fabric. But when it came to doing the little facing, it was, oh seriously, I'd run out of fabric, so what I actually had to do is do it into 2 pieces instead of laying it on the fold. And I made it a little bit bigger anyway to allow for seam allowance, but I made it a little bit bigger anyway. I don't know, something just told me just to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. Oh wow, I think there's a buzzard flying over. Sorry guys. And yeah, it still just does not fit. I don't know, I mean the only logical thing is perhaps the seam allowances around it. I may have made them a little bit smaller, which would have made sort of the circumference of the neck area a little larger, but I didn't, so I don't know why. And because it's vintage fabric with a vintage pattern, I know the common sense thing to do is to put some bias binding or bias tape around it, which I may have to do, but I didn't want to do that because I thought it would detract from, you know, the vintageness of it. It will have a modern piece of bias binding in it. So again, tell me in the comments below, would you do that, or would you just persevere? And I'd have to put a contrast because I don't have any of the polyester fabric left. Yeah, so, and also I put arm side facings. I've never done that before, so, but anyway, I will talk through and show you that on another video. It's just I don't tend to like showing you guys something that's not unfinished. I know I have a couple of times, but you know, it's like you're talking through something that's not finished and then you've got to show it again when it is finished. So yeah, but that's that, so it's almost done. Okay, so a couple of other patterns that were thrifted. So I got Simplicity 4318, which is this one, and I think that's really pretty. So you can have that little top there teamed with the little cardigan there, which is really nice. And this is the pictures on the back. Yeah, so, and again that's predominantly knit fabric. Sorry guys, my car's easy, so it says, and it's a Lara Ashley one. I can't see a pattern number on it. Oh, hang on, M4444, which is this one. And I really like the detailing there. And again, you've got almost a floor length, calf length, knee length. Yeah, I think that's really pretty. And there are the line drawings on the back. And then this one, oh, I can't believe it when I stumbled across this. This is a Colette pattern. And then that's just the reverse. So people that are familiar who have got a Colette pattern, not a Colette pattern. And then inside opens out like that. So yeah, and again it's got that little sort of detailing there along sort of the bust area. So yeah, I can't believe that was discovered. So Okay, so that's all I've got to show you guys this week. Let me know in the comments below what you've been sewing or what you've been doing. I haven't actually had a great week, to be fair, guys. I haven't sewn as much that I wanted to. It's just one of those things. You're feeling really down and you want to sort of detract from that and, you know, concentrate on something else to kind of get you out of feeling like that, but also feeling like that you don't want to do anything, so it's kind of a vicious cycle. Yeah. A new TV show has started. It's the season 5 of Line of Duty, so if any of you guys have been watching that, again, we'll get a talking point going. I rarely watch TV unless it's maybe a documentary or a really good, you know, a show that's got a season that's really quite gripping. I like that. But yeah, apart from that, don't really watch TV. I mean, I've got quite a few DVDs, but again, I haven't watched anything on that. But we do have the DVD sets of the Line of Duty. But yeah, so that's really, really good. And yeah, so I've got the other vintage patterns already traced out, and hopefully this week I'll have a better week. And yeah, so I'll leave you guys with the stills of the simplicity dress that I have just shown you. And oh gee, they were rushed. It was raining and my hair needed washing, but I don't think it really, I mean, it was quite dark and a little bit gloomy, so I don't think it really noticed. And yeah, it was just quick dash, you know, because there was a 1500 3 p.m. Deadline to get the photographs in on the party week sort of entry. But I did it with like 20 minutes to go. But yeah, it was just like, oh, typical, isn't it? It was just like the really good luck of having the dress all come together for me, only for it to start raining in the photographs. But it didn't detract too much. So yeah, anyway, goodness, look, the sun's coming back out now, even though it's windy. I had an absolute abundance of little baby, oh, for goodness sake. Guys, I'm going to wrap this up now before something else happens. It would probably be like a huge airplane going to be flying over next to me. Also the neighbours over there visiting his mum, and yeah, and it's windy, so you probably get and everything. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for putting up with this sort of semi-rushed vlog this week. And this was kind of the only time that I managed to get this to go up. Yeah, and at the end I'm just going to add a little bit of yeah, retakes, I think, because I thought I'll sit here today and thought, yeah, you know what, I'm going to film little funny bits. And yeah, I don't usually have to retake things, but today, yeah, and I thought, you know what, let's just do that and have a little bit of funny outtakes at the end. Anyway, again, if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And again, yeah, okay, have a fantastic week and look after yourselves. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. I do some outtakes today. Every time I hit that record, clatter. Funny, isn't it? Now I'm doing the outtakes, look how quiet it's gone. I got my cup of tea in my kitty mug. I've got the noise. I've got the traffic. Also there's wind. My dress is hanging in a tree that I'm going to talk to you guys about. And some other bits and pieces. Oh, I did clatter that time. Oh, my pattern's going to blow away this time. Wind. Wait for it. There you go. And now the tree colour people have started. Awesome. More clatter. Oh no! Ow! The sun's come out. Clatter. Yeah. Why is it every time everything's against me? Clatter. Cheers. Can you hear that? Can't hear the birds. Okay guys, so the simplicity pattern that you guys have seen before, and I made the length skirt as predicted there. As predicted? Oh, for goodness sake.